You know that feeling when someone makes you a promise, but something about it just feels off? Like maybe it's not just a promise they might break, but an actual lie? Well, we're about to dig into an amazing 19th century legal battle that perfectly explains the difference. And trust me, it's more relevant now than you could ever imagine.
So here it is, the big question. Can a broken promise actually be a lie? I mean, it sounds pretty simple, right? We usually think of a promise as being about the future, and a lie, well, that's about the past or the present. But what happens when a promise about the future is secretly a lie about right now? Okay, to really get what I'm talking about, let's imagine a modern-day scenario. A super exciting startup comes to you. They've got this killer pitch. They say, invest with us. We promise we're going to use the money to build a new factory, triple our production, the whole shebang. It sounds like a fantastic opportunity.
But here's the catch. The whole time they're making that promise, they have absolutely zero intention of building a new factory. Nope. Their real, secret plan is to use your investment to pay off a huge pile of old debts. So what do you call that? Is it just a promise they didn't keep? Or is it something much worse? Is it actually fraud?
Well, believe it or not, the answer to that very modern question comes from way back. We're talking over a century ago. So let's jump in our time machine and head back to Victorian London, to a court case that untangled this exact problem. All right, picture this. It's 1885. The air in London is thick with coal smoke, but also with this incredible buzz of industrial ambition. You've got hopeful investors looking for a great return. And you've got companies, some of them pretty desperate, looking for cash. And this is the exact setup for the case of Edgington versus Fitzmaurice.
So who are the players here? Well, on one side we have our guy, Mr. Edgington. He's the investor who totally believed the company's pitch. And on the other side, we have the defendants, the company directors who were trying to raise all this money.
And this wasn't just some casual promise made over a handshake. Look at this. This is from their official document. The company's prospectus was crystal clear. The money would be used to develop the trade of the company. I mean, that means expansion, right? New buildings, more business, all that good stuff.
So here's how it all went down, step by step. First, the company makes this big public promise. Mr. Edgington sees it, trusts it, and invests his money. But then, the company immediately turns around and uses his cash for something completely different, just paying off old debts. So naturally, Mr. Edgington feels totally deceived, and he sues them for what's called misrepresentation.
Okay, and this is where things get really fascinating. The company's lawyers came up with a pretty slick defense. They basically argued, hey, all we did was state our future intentions. We just changed our minds. You can't sue someone for lying about what they might do in the future. And you have to admit, it's a clever argument.
Now, for Mr. Edgington to win his case, he had to prove something very specific, a misrepresentation of fact. All that means is he had to show the company made a false statement about a current fact, something true at that moment, that tricked him into investing.
And this brings us right back to that big puzzle. The company's promise was all about tomorrow, so how on earth could that be a lie about today? This was the exact question the court had to answer, and its solution was nothing short of brilliant.
So the court had this major puzzle on its hands, and the decision they came to would literally change the game for contract law and fraud law for centuries to come.
And it all came down to this one incredible revolutionary idea from one of the judges, Lord Justice Bowen. Get this, he said, the state of a man's mind is as much a fact as the state of his digestion. Just let that sink in. What you're thinking, what you intend to do right now, isn't some fuzzy future possibility. It's a fact, just like having a stomachache is a fact. It's a present reality.
So let's break that down. What he's really saying is that when the company director said they intended to use the money for expansion, they were lying about a current fact. That fact was the state of their own minds. Their actual intention, right in that moment, was to pay off debts.
And that was the misrepresentation of fact. See, the lie wasn't the broken promise that happened later. The lie happened the moment they spoke. It was a false statement about their current intentions. It was a lie told in the present, just dressed up to look like a promise about the future.
So, why does a dusty old case about company bonds from the 1880s matter to us now? Well, because this principle, that your intention is a fact, is absolutely everywhere in our modern world. I mean, just think about it. This applies to startup founders pitching to investors. It applies to sales negotiations when someone is promising what a product will do.
It applies to political fundraising, marketing campaigns, even crowdfunding promises for that cool new gadget. In every single one of these cases, the rule from Edgington versus Fitzmaurice applies. A dishonest statement about your future plans is a misrepresentation of a present fact.
So the big takeaway here is that the law recognizes our intentions as facts, and lying about them has serious consequences. And it leaves us with a really powerful question for our own lives. The next time someone makes you a promise, just ask yourself, are they stating an honest intention, or are they misrepresenting a present fact?